Welcome everybody to this issue of Update. I'm Rick Geiler from SilverSide Insurance Marketing. I'm going to jump right in here and I'm going to talk about the current environment we find ourselves in and how that's going to affect us in the life and annuity business. And then I'm going to talk about some ideas on how we can keep our sales up and use the difficult environment to our advantage. It's no secret to anybody that the stock markets have been very volatile. Here's a chart of the S&P 500 going back to January of 2000. We've been very volatile up in the 1500 range in the S&P and then back down into the sevens a couple of times. No discernible trend here, but a lot of volatility. You couple that with a very low interest rate environment. One of the measuring sticks for the interest rates is the 10-year bond yield. As we can see here, this is a chart going back to 1962. So we're actually looking at historically low yields, below 2%. 1.57 as of, I think, yesterday's close is the yield on a 10-year note. Historically low interest rates, and that is affecting the offerings that our favorite insurance carriers can add to their annuities and life products. And we also have a tax environment. Most people think it's largely driven by the U.S. national debt. At some point, when the country owes $16 trillion, the thinking is that taxes eventually have to go higher to cover that. There's a lot of thought that might drive the Fed and all the powers to be to try to keep interest rates low. So with low interest rates, low returns on our fixed investments, low returns on our index crediting investments, and high taxes, we have nervous clients. We have clients who want to know, how can you show me some value with high taxes, low interest. We also have, coming up in 2013, new actuarial guidelines in place. They are going to affect reserve requirements on ULSG, Universal Life with Secondary Guarantees. Our guaranteed no-lapse UL style products are going to have increased reserve requirements. That's going to affect the pricing on those. It's also going to impact whole life and most of the insurance products out there. But what about annuities? Well, according to the NAIC, we are going to see several difficulties in our offerings of annuities. So more limited riders, caps, suitability. The bonuses are going to be harder to offer, especially at higher ages. And overall lower deposits because of suitability and other policy designs. We're not expecting to be able to put as many large cases into annuities, and overall lower commissions. We're certainly going to be selling annuities in 2013, but we can expect a more difficult environment. So what can we do to increase our sales and still make a good living and still offer our clients some value in this difficult environment? Well, single premium whole life is going to help with some of that. The whole life is probably going to see some tightening of reserve requirements, and some of the benefits may tighten up on whole life as well as on guaranteed ULs. But most of the carriers I talk to are anticipating keeping their single premium whole lives intact and on the market at competitive rates. What we can do with single premium whole life, we can immediately leverage our money. We offer day one guaranteed increase in death benefit over premiums. Guaranteed cash value. One of the natures of whole life is cash value. We also have some single premium ULs that mimic a whole life design by offering a guaranteed return of premium or some kind of guaranteed cash value. Some of those products can be very useful in this kind of design as well. The beauty of whole life or life insurance in general is it's generally tax-free. The benefits are generally tax-free. Most of our single premium whole life policies offer some kind of a guaranteed illness benefit. And those are generally, depending on, well, some of the lump sum designs might not be generally tax-free, but the periodic pay designs on illness benefits are generally tax-free. So along the lines of the illness benefits, one thing that's going to make that particularly attractive to our clients, you see an environment where many people are skeptical of whether Medicare is going to pay the promised benefits. So that's leading our clients to think about, do I need to self-insure? Do I need to make some other kind of plan? Do I need to buy maybe a long-term care policy? Or what if I bought a whole life with a illness benefit? This is a claim. This is off of the claim form from one of our favorite single premium whole lives. And the strength of this product is this is how easy it is to trigger. If you can trigger the illness benefit by having your doctor answer this question. Check two of the boxes. I've examined the client and the client/patient, and they are unable to perform without substantial assistance two of these. And that will allow the tax-free illness benefit to be triggered. Very powerful when you consider the leveraging involved. So you can call my office, and what we'll do is we'll prepare an illustration for you. One of our favorite single premium whole lives. We have 2 or 3, and we might have a UL design or 2 that we think fits the bill as well. But generally speaking, you can put an illustration in front of your client that's going to show doubling the money on day one, as in $100,000 in premium can drive a $200,000 guaranteed death benefit. Now, obviously, that's going to depend a little bit on age. If you're in the mid-60s, you might double it. Once you hit 75 or 80, you're looking at a reduced leveraging there. And maybe if you're in your 50s, you might get close to triple as far as a guaranteed death benefit on your premium. Also, our favorite whole life designs are going to have a guaranteed return on that. 100% liquidity at any time for any reason. That's a powerful concept. Some of the whole lives also have index crediting, whereas the better ones you can certainly put in front of your client the guarantees, the guaranteed side of an illustration, but they may be able to, if the markets perform well, they may be able to get growth above and beyond that on the guarantee, above and beyond the guaranteed side. And the monthly chronic illness benefit. The best single premium whole lives offer a cash benefit that doesn't require confinement or billed services. Most of your whole life policies offer some kind of acceleration for critical illness, terminal illness, something along those lines, but a really strong chronic illness benefit will pay a cash payment to your client without being confined or without receiving home health care, a cash benefit they can use to spend on whatever they need to. So we can show this to you in an illustration. Call us today and we will run that for you, and we will highlight the benefits that you can put in front of your client. Again, this is Rick Geiler, SilverSide Insurance Marketing. Give us a call, 480-998-1286. Thank you.